All right, y'all ready?
Ready, Freddy.
Am I doing a fine job leading it?
Do it.
Am I waiting
Honestly,
too long on cards, or am I...
Best job I've seen so far.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear, Coach. Thank you for the encouragement.
I got you.
Yeah.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Jay. This is Unplayable. I'm here with Jim and D-House for round 2 of our spoiler catch-up video extra palooza, spoiler palooza shenanigans for set 3. Now,
That's right.
we just talked about some great cards, but there's even better cards in this batch, and we're gonna get to them. But first, I want to hear some trash takes. We got Droid Deployment, 2-cost villainy event card called Supply. Create 2 battle droid tokens. Is this good card or bad card?
Great card.
Great
Yeah,
card.
I'm gonna say incredible card.
Why do you say that, Coach?
All right, I'll go ahead.
Well, I was just saying, like, this is what unlocks the whole exploit deck. Like, this is it. Like, you to start round 1 with, you got 1 card that makes 2 units instead of 2 1-cost units, pulling 2 cards out of your hand. This just feels like an auto including all the big exploit stuff. So I think outside of the exploit, it's probably not good. I don't know that for sure, but it doesn't seem like it'd be good outside of exploit. But I think this is fantastic.
Yeah,
I'm
everything you just said is great.
I'm gonna be super off the beaten path here. I think this card is amazing. Yeah, I know. It's a shock. It's a shock.
Wow.
Wait,
wow.
let me get the spit take ready.
That's definitely gonna be the thumbnail for this video.
Can't wait. I made sure to do a little Kevin Home Alone face for you.
I'm sure there's so many insane combos that you can do with this card that pop off. Yeah, I think this card's pretty good. All right, next up, 3 costs, Merciless Contest. It's a tactic. Each player chooses a non-leader unit they control. Defeat those units, and this is just villainy. So it's kind of similar to Power of the Dark Side, except worse, because you have to kill when you own things. But if you have a bunch of droids out, who cares if you're killing a little puny droid?
And I'm not a rules guy, but I read in Discord that you can play this even if you don't have a unit. So even if you didn't have anything, but they had something.
But it's also non-leader, so you can't kill a leader with this like you can with Power of the Dark Side.
Would this work on Lurking Tie, or could I just choose Lurking Tie and say, sorry, I didn't kill it? I don't think it would, because it's the effect of this card.
Yeah, it doesn't kill. It doesn't kill Lurking Tie, just
But
like
you could
Power
still
of the Dark
choose
Side.
it, yeah.
Wait, I could have Lurking Tie in my deck and then just always choose Lurking Tie. Does that work?
could.
Or is it opponent's cards don't kill it?
That's a good question. Let me look it up.
Great. Live.
I'm not cutting this out
Unplayable.
either. I'm just leaving this whole thing in.
Oh my God.
Incredible.
Enemy card
By
abilities.
enemy card abilities.
That's
Trash.
So your Phantom Pilot would get very angry at you for doing that.
Doesn't work.
We tried. All right, next year.
I think they
That
got
would be sick.
As far as like a generic like kill spell though, and just villainy, it gives a lot of flexibility to the colored pie that doesn't include blue.
Yeah.
So, especially if you get to a point of they're top decking, playing their big unit, and you just kill it, and you have the board, you're gonna win the game.
Also, this is a picture of Savage and Mike's favorite character.
Ventress. Wow.
Ventress, sorry.
Thank you.
Ventress fighting Dooku. That's such a cool artwork.
Yeah, it really is. That's awesome.
A lot of red sabers in that one.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got a 5-cost heroic space unit, 3/4 with Restore 2. It's Republic Vehicle Fighter. Now that's a lot. That's very expensive for a 3/4.
Yeah, trash
Nice.
next.
It's bad,
I don't
right?
think the stats warrant what it's doing. I think even at 4/4 for Restore 2, I'd maybe consider it a little bit more, but this isn't trading in anything at that late of the game that you're actually excited to play this.
It's really weird stat line. I'm not a fan.
Yeah,
Republic Synergy is the only time you're going to see it,
We've-
and even then, probably just limited.
we've talked too long about it.
Next up, 8-cost ground unit, heroic, AT-TE Vanguard, 6/9, Republic Vehicle Walker, Restore 3, when defeated, create 2 Clone Trooper tokens. I think this is a sick card.
All right, now
Really?
hear me out.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Wedge Antilles.
You read my mind.
A
Sound crazy for
7/10
that.
with ambush, restore 3. I mean, come on.
When are you playing an 8-cost unit that's not doing anything when you play it? Genuinely. Like the
Well,
win defeated's
that's why you play
fine.
with
Restore
Wedge.
3 is nice.
Then it's doing something
But
when you
like,
play it.
He
I
just
mean,
told
you
you.
better have Wedge out. You better have a timely intervention because otherwise, it doesn't have on attack. It doesn't have a win played. It's just when defeated. That it's like you're not even getting recurring value just by having this out and keeping it out outside of the Restore 3. Don't get me wrong. That is definitely not blink text. Man, that is a lot of work you're putting in. I don't think this card ever sees play. We're here for the hot takes. Come on.
No, I hear you. I hear you. Anything from you, David?
No, I'm always thinking about Young Han cheating stuff out for cheaper, but you're still paying 7 for 6, 7, Restore 3. It's probably bad. But it will go in my Wedge deck.
I love it.
All right. We have Ahsoka's Padawan lightsaber. So 1 cost upgrade in Heroic, attached to a non-vehicle unit. When played, if attached unit is Ahsoka Tano, you may attack with the unit. And it's +2/+0 item weapon lightsaber. And it's not got to be Ahsoka that you attack with, interesting enough. When you play this on Ahsoka, you can attack with any unit. 1 cost +2 is pretty interesting. I think that's not bad.
Yeah, but I'm like, Hotshot Blaster sees a lot of play, but it's because of the flexibility of what you're giving the buff to. So I guess technically you can give a buff to Ahsoka and then attack with something else.
Well, and you can smuggle it.
I know. I was going to say, using a card slot like in your hand to just give +2 attack. I think this is doing enough for me to even want to put it in like Ahsoka decks. Maybe I'm just very wrong. It feels like a 1-cost card that I'm like, I don't know if this is
I
actually
think
doing
playing
enough.
this in an Ahsoka deck is fine. Like, you flip her, you play this, you swing for however much she swings for.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
Now you do have the weird Ahsoka unit. That's the 3/4 when you can pay to bring her and her upgrades back to hand, which still feels like because then you have the when played thing. But I don't know. Are there any other 1-cost upgrades that give +2 besides Hotshot?
Good question.
I don't think.
Ruthlessness.
Oh, ruthlessness. Yeah. Yeah, that does. Yeah. I was just thinking, like, it does give access to other colors that aren't red. Maybe a little bit more pushed stuff. So I don't know. Throw it on cheer it.
Like I said, it's fine. I just don't think it's doing enough for me to be like, yes, I want this as one of like my 50 cards. If it's not keeping the unit alive longer and swinging more, it feels hard for me to justify that.
Yeah.
That's fair. All right. Next up, we got a 4-cost drop-in heroic event supply as well. Create 2 clone trooper tokens. Is this going into your Rex double green Rex deck, Coach? Or no?
No.
I just built one yesterday as well, different from the video we made with the updated cards, and this one got cut alongside the give +1 to everything. It just felt like too much of the...
It's 2 costs, 2 cost 2/2s. That's not good stats.
Right. Like this feels like it would almost be too good at 3 resources, but too bad at 4. It almost like needs to be like 3.5 resources to feel.
What's the double green one? Is it 3 costs?
It is 3 costs to make 2
clone troopers
or
or
3
3
battle
battle
droids
droids.
or 2 clones. So
Yeah, it's like
now you do have to run double
especially-
green.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know.
But
This just doesn't seem
The fact that
good.
the 2-cost version of this is making 2 1/1s, I think their thought was you're getting 2/2 stats for 2 or 4/4 stats for 4. But the biggest difference is you actually care about the 2 units that you're creating and what you can actually do with those. Where spending this much just to put coordinate online is not nearly the same as getting to save 4 resources in the future for an exploit.
Would it seriously be too good at 3 cost? I'm even looking at it now. I'm like, if this costs 3, is that?
I mean, I think it would be played if it was at 3.
Because
Yeah.
I am playing the green make 2 at 3, but I'm not playing this one as well.
No, but the green one is double green.
Correct.
Yeah.
Which again, in the
Okay.
green red Rex list that we did, it's fine there.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, in my opinion, make this like a yellow. I don't know. Make it a colored hero card and make it 3 costs. I guess then it's like, why would you ever play double green? Because that card. I mean, why would you ever play that card? I don't know.
I get why they printed this card, but it is getting cut even in the go wide strategies.
Yeah, that seems bad. All right, next up, we got a leader, Vizsla, a Mandalorian trooper in red villain. He flips on 5, and he's a 4/6. On his leader side, he says, action, pay 1, exhaust, deal damage to a unit equal to the number of cards you've drawn this phase. And then while you on the unit side, while you have 3 or more cards in your hand, this unit gains Saboteur. While you have 6 or more, this has +2/+0. So if you flip this on 5 and you have 6 cards in your hand, he's a 6/6 with Saboteur.
I think this is such a fun idea for a leader that like
Yeah.
unlocks a cool deck building strategy. Whether or not it's good is to be determined, because I think they really value card draw in the cost of cards, as in they put a lot of weight into it, so it's expensive to be drawing cards in this game. But something like this is really cool to try to see like, okay, is it a viable strategy that you can actually like make work? I mean,
if you flip and you're 6/6 with Saboteur
Saboteur.
on 5, that's a really strong unit that you're
Totally.
getting for free.
Totally. Yeah, I think, do you want to play this in like a smuggle heavy deck where it's like you're actually playing from that more like Hotshot
So you just
Blaster,
always
like
have
red,
cards in
yellow?
hand.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, I play pre-Vizsla, and then I play something to buff that, but then dang, I was at 6 cards, but I'm at 5 cards, so then it immediately loses the +2, and
Dude.
it's weird, but it's cool.
Well, now I
wanna
want to
build
now
it.
I want to make a Twin Suns Hondo pre-Vizsla deck.
Absolutely, you should.
That sounds fantastic. Because yeah, I mean, like, what are the red cards that are drawing you cards? You've got like the Death Mark Bounty. You've got that terrible set 1 card 3 cut Mission Briefing. Draw 2.
Well, you have the Starwing Scout as well.
Starwing Scout. If you have the
but again-
initiative, right? Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot
Aggression
that went
draws
into
1 card, but you lose a
trying
card.
to draw just costs a lot. It seems like they value it at like 1.5 resources, which makes just a lot of very weird underpowered cards. Like the when played space unit that's like a 2-cost 1/1 when played draw a card. You're just like, why is it on like the puniest thing of all time?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think there's some new, we might see a new card. I think set 3 has a couple draw cards.
It does make the I Am Your Father pretty interesting. Maybe
Agreed.
there's
That's
some
fair.
secret lore we don't know about, like that pre-Vizsla is someone's father that they're alluding to.
Pre-Vizsla is all of our dads.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's totally valid though. Like playing I'm Your Father in a pre-Vizsla deck, it's probably pretty sick.
Yeah.
I think it easily slots into every single one.
Yeah.
And this artwork is mean. He looks mean in this picture.
Yeah.
He's chasing me down an alley, and I should just probably give up. I'm not getting out of this.
Yeah. It is a rare leader, but I'm thinking in draft, like having a 5 deploy that comes out as a 4/6 is pretty solid. Like even if you don't get to trigger the +2 with 6 or more cards or whatever, or use his leader side, I don't know.
Yeah, just the leader side is so weak in draft, I think. Unless there's a lot of draw support here, but I'd be shocked if there's a ton.
All right, next card. We got a 4-cost neutral ground unit. That's a 2/4 named Brain Invaders. And it says each leader loses all abilities except for epic actions and can't gain abilities.
A rare neutral, like
A rare neutral that is super counter everything.
just blank them on out. Yep. That's pretty wild.
When the leader becomes a unit, does it still
It's still
keep
a
that?
leader.
It's still a leader.
Yep.
It's a leader unit.
This card is so annoying,
This
but I
card
love
is
it.
pretty sick. Like against Iden, this is really gross.
Yep.
And so yeah, it's even better against Iden. If you have this out when she flips, she doesn't get shielded.
Yeah, but then she
Yeah.
could literally, I guess, she loses shielded. But she could just nuke it in that one shot. It's a 2/4. I mean, it's not like unwinnable.
No. I'm not saying it's like broken or anything, but it seems like it could do some nasty things.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, like the big question mark is Boba Fett right now, and like, can you get this on the board to survive and not get forlommed into oblivion, so that you can, I don't know. If you could throw this guy behind a sentinel and keep it there, you could buff it with Rey. You could play this in Rey, and no, you can't buff it with Rey because every leader loses abilities,
Correct.
including your own. Wow, what a weird card.
So you want this in pre-Vizsla, obviously, because that leader side is not barely triggering.
Okay, but actually, you do want this in Kylo, Jay,
Yeah,
right?
because then he's just straight up
He's just
Ooh.
always a 5/4.
5 damage.
Yeah.
That's kind of funny.
Just play this on Kylo flip turn and go to town. No,
Go to town.
I think this card is pretty cool. It's gonna be very annoying. I think.
I hope it doesn't see legitimate play, but it's cool.
I think it will. I think in control decks they might love this card. We'll see. I don't know. All right, next up we got an 8-cost ground unit. red villain, Count Dooku, Fallen Jedi. 6/6 with Force Separatist Sith. Exploit 2, Overwhelm. When played, for each unit you exploited while playing this card, you may deal damage to an enemy unit equal to the power of the exploited unit. And this is a rare.
Yeah,
This
this
dude's a
card's causing
beast.
problems.
This
This
dude
card's
is a
causing
beast.
problems.
So you
It's
can
a
play him
force
for
unit.
4. Yeah, and you can play him for 4 if you have droids out.
Yeah.
And if you kill
My
bigger
word,
stuff,
what a
you can
card.
do massive amounts of damage. Like if you're exploiting something, even like that little battle droid, that 3/1 Sentinel battle droid, you exploit that, you get to do 3 damage to something.
Yeah, the droid factory or whatever the card was called that makes 2 of them, and then this on turn 3. It's getting gross so quick.
Or yeah.
Good-
No,
you'd
turn
have to
2.
wait.
Turn 2, right? Turn
Well,
1
you'd have to spend-
play the
You have to spend 4 resources to do that for this card.
Oh, yeah.
But still, getting 6/6 overwhelm that's nuking their board. A lot of decks, that's just GG. It doesn't die to Chewie, which is awesome, or takedowns. There's a lot here. It's cool.
Yeah,
I'm
this
a
is
fan.
pretty wicked, I think. All right, that's Count Dooku. Good card. I don't think we have much else to say
Great
besides
card.
he's sick.
Nasty card.
All right, we got a 2-cost red villain ground unit, Bo-Katan Kryze.
Jim, you got another Bo-Katan.
Another Bo-Katan.
Huge.
Death Watch Lieutenant, 2/3. While you control another Mando unit, this unit gains Overwhelm and Saboteur. While you control another Trooper unit, this gets +1/+0. Is this a good card?
Probably fine. Yeah, I think it's good.
Okay.
Like you only build this in Mandalorian or Trooper synergy decks.
Right,
Period.
for sure.
But the Saboteur 2/3 is good. Then putting Overwhelm on 2 attack units just feels hilarious to me.
It's for all the battle droids. Tyler did say they did that intentionally because of the battle droids.
Sure.
You
No, that
care
makes-
more about this being with a Trooper, I think, than you care about it being with the Mandalorian.
Yeah, and a 3/3 on 2 is phenomenal. Like Battlefield Marine is amazing for that reason.
Yeah,
but it is funny that Battlefield
you
Marine
play
just
Battlefield
gets
Marine on turn 1. Do you care about playing this on turn 2? And then
Well,
the
I
other
play-
thing would have to stick.
Well, you could play this turn 1, and then turn 2 you play a 3-cost Trooper, and all of a sudden this is a
Sure,
3/3.
sure. I think it's fine. I don't think it's crazy.
Yeah, same.
I'm not wanting to pull this as my rare.
Gonna
No,
look
agreed.
sick in hyperspace.
It will look sick. Another leader, baby. We got Anakin Skywalker. Finally, Anakin enters the Star Wars Unlimited universe. He is a red hero. He has an ability that says action on his leader side. Action, tap, deal 2 damage to your base. Attack with a unit. If it's attacking a unit, it gets +2/+0 for this attack. And it has epic action flip on 6, Overwhelm, 4/7, Force Jedi Republic. This unit gets +1/+0 for every 5 damage on your base. Thoughts?
I think it's so cool.
It's a weird one.
I really like this unit or this leader. So we were trying to figure out, a couple friends, this came out, like, okay, what are we actually doing with this? Are you running Restore as a potential option? I think, yeah. Pair this with blue, attack with Yoda as like a 4/4. I'm into it. You can make some really favorable trades that then just get you to the late game. And then if you are playing against an aggro deck, like you can probably race them because you're now swinging as like a 6/7 overwhelm, 7/7 overwhelm. I think there's opportunities that you could even race those decks with this unit.
Is
I
this
think
like
there's
a
gonna-
dot overwhelm deck so that you get overwhelm on the +2 that you're dealing damage to your base? Because you
don't
only get
have
the
to play
+2 if you're attacking a unit. So like
Correct. Sorry,
So-
you are correct there. So it is favorable though for even like a Yoda with Restore 2 for an example of like you can make some really favorable trades with that. And then like I think this benefits actually the decks that want to kind of have the units that just stick around for a while and then you can win that way. So I don't know. To me, I think it's really cool. I don't think you're trying to play as into the every 5 damage on your base on the leader side. I think that's probably a little bit of a trap. Obviously, you can figure out the balance of that to be the most beneficial. That's fantastic. But I think just in general, making favorable trades like R2D2 on turn 1, just becoming
Right.
a 3/4 on turn 2. Sign me up. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I think it's pretty interesting. I think it's good, and I do think like playing this with an overwhelm deck so that you can get that extra through whenever you get the +2 against the unit it's gonna be pretty sick. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good card. I like it.
It's a weird one. I think it'll take some figuring out. Like
He is a Jedi. He is Force.
Yeah.
Yes.
So he's got some synergy cards.
You put the Jedi lightsaber on this guy because he's given -2/-2, and then you're
and
overwhelming.
Yeah, that is
Come
pretty, that is
on.
pretty nasty. So yeah, probably Anakin with blue. I see what you're saying about the Yoda trades, because that is one of the worst parts about playing Yoda is when you're facing down like a battlefield marine and you're like, crap, I cannot kill that thing. But to trade 2 damage, or like you don't even take that, you do 2 damage and you get it right back. So it's, you're able to take something out a little bit more reliably with Yoda.
Still heal it back.
Not quite a 4/4 with defeat a draw card, but it's getting there.
Yep. I think Hero is primed for, like, every set. I feel like the coolest decks are red, blue, Hero, and I think this
my
goes
jam.
right. Like, this fits that theme. Like playing Yoda turn 1 and then immediately getting to be able to damage your base so that you can heal it, and so you're actually not turn 1. Sorry, I meant turn 2. But like guaranteeing that you have damage on your base that you get to heal, but also taking advantage of being able to trade up. Like, I think that's just so sick. That's enough Anakin. I think he's going to be pretty cool. I think he's going to be fun.
I'm building that for sure.
We have a blue villain ground unit, 6 cost, Droideka Security. It's a 4/5 separatist droid, exploit 2 with Sentinel. So, you can technically get this out for what? 2? And it's a 4/5 with Sentinel. That's pretty sick. But you are trading 2 battle droids for it, so you're not trading like well, hopefully 2 battle droids.
But if you get this out on turn 2, like, you are off to the races.
Yeah, he's
The
pretty
Sentinel
good.
is so sick in this.
Like turn 1 Droid Deployment, turn 2 Droideka Security code. You got a 4/5 Sentinel. That's pretty sick.
Yeah.
Turn 3, win game. Done. Easy. Just scoop. No, not quite. But
Now, obviously, I'm sure everybody's called it out at this point. It's total flavor fail that we don't have shield in this set, so it can't be shielded.
Yeah.
This is literally the dot shield unit.
Yeah. And for those who are new, the reason being the token in the booster packs is the clone and the battle droid. So they couldn't do experience and shield in addition to that for the sake of just drafting and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's probably good. Not fine. It's probably good.
All right, next up, we got a really spicy one here.
Oh, gosh, this
Really?
thing.
7 cost green ground unit, clone, 0/0, clone. You may have this unit interplay as a copy of a non-leader, non-vehicle unit in play, except it gains the clone trait and it is not unique. So you can copy your own units or your opponent's units.
yeah, this card's trash. Just sell me all the copies of it. You don't want it.
Good legend.
And it's a legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah, this card's cool. It's the fact that you can double up on the abilities of the unique card that you've always wanted. Like, you can have 2 Luke Skywalkers out. You can have 2 Snokes out.
2 Snokes is gross.
Yeah. Crate Dragon, you could obviously already have multiples because it's not a unique unit, but just to even double up on that ability for only 7 cost is nasty.
Yeah.
And
2 wedges in green.
but like, okay, so hypothetically you copy Wedge, the initial Wedge dies. This is still alive and kicking and good. It's not like once that unit dies, all of a sudden this loses its abilities and just dies.
It also
immediately.
gains all the win plates because
Yeah.
it enters play as that unit, so
Right.
it still gets the win plates.
Which
Oh
is
gosh. Okay, I think this card is really cool and it is very interesting, all the weird things you can do, but I am already dreading the amount of like threads and comments and arguments at the local store about all the different, I don't know, rules iterations that are going to come up with stuff like this.
This card is like every card you design now has to be thought through the lens of if there's
Like-
2 of these on the board, does it break the game?
Well,
Also-
I mean, it is a 7 cost, so
yeah, totally.
it's not like you're gonna have this in every game.
How does this work
I'm
with
viewing
Young Han?
reinforcement like no other.
How
How
does
does this work with?
with like with Han too? Like because
You pay 6, comes
it
with 2
enters-
damage on it.
It enters play as the unit, so it's not entering play as 0/0 and then taking 2
so
damage and dying.
you'll pay 6 and then whatever you copy the Luke or whatever it's
Correct.
It's that. Yeah.
yeah.
Again, if you are playing against green and they have something big out there, kill it quick.
This is a
probably
spicy
about to
card.
clone it.
This is a pretty wicked
Yeah.
card.
Yeah, what if you
Yeah.
copied a home one? Oh my
Everything
gosh.
has restore too.
And it brings back another unit too.
I like it.
This card's good.
All right, we got a ground heroic red unit, 6 costs. Saw Gerrera. Resistance is not terrorism. It's a fringe trooper with 4/8 stats, raid 2 on attack. If your base has 15 or more damage on it, deal 1 damage to each enemy ground unit. So this feels like it's designed for Anakin as a leader because you're dealing damage to their units so that you get more overwhelm. Yeah, this dude's pretty cool. And
Yeah.
obviously, you want to have 15 or more damage, and if you're playing Anakin, you probably have a lot of damage on your base.
And there's a lot of red heroic units in particular that care about how much damage does one of the bases have. So if you just want to put all of them, pretend like it's your base, you definitely can do that. So there's a lot of synergy there.
Double red Anakin with the Bo-Katan from Double Red because she wants 15 or more damage, right?
Yeah. And I think it's interesting, but I do think it is probably a little bit of a trap to play 2 into that. But again, if you're like, this is a good unit on its own as a 4/8 raid 2. It's already pretty cool. Like, you don't need to like rush to take 15 damage just to get that like ping 1 across the board.
Yeah.
However, this with Clone Wars, yes please. I want that so bad. So you're giving them a bunch of
deal
1/1 battle
yeah,
droids,
yeah.
and
Sure.
then attacking to like on turn
Sure.
7, give them 5 battle droids, and then just killing them all. Seems real cool.
Yeah, okay, sure. All right.
Anything from you, David?
No, I'm just trying to. I was thinking about with like Han 2 and trying to cheat him out at 5.
This guy.
This guy.
Everything goes back to Wedge and Han too. That's it.
Wedge and Han 2,
Those
baby.
are the only two
so I
things that
want to play
matter.
things, okay?
Just make the vehicles Han deck already.
Okay.
How have you not?
You got it.
All right, this is our last one.
Aw.
5s. He's a yellow ground unit with 5 cost, 5 attack, 5 health.
What?
Republic clone trooper. Yeah, who would have guessed? Who would have guessed? He's in search of the truth though. He's got an iPad in his hand. Saboteur. When you play an event, you may put a clone unit from your discard pile on the bottom of your deck. If you do, draw a card. This slots right into my Omega deck I'm playing.
There it is. Yes, the Omega deck that we've all been waiting on.
I actually like this card quite a bit with the 0 cost exhaust thing, because you're just cycling through and you're not even like losing a card to get closer to mill. So I don't hate this in a specific clone deck. It'd probably be hard to build. Them only giving 3 traits instead of 5 traits is a total miss. What were we thinking?
Yeah.
But I don't think the card's like insane right now, but if clones ever do become a thing, I think that's a cool little cycle ability where you just can do a lot of good things with cheap events and keep the train rolling.
Yeah. I think he's fine. Like I said, if you're playing an Omega deck, you're probably playing this card. But is
Can't
that
wait
going
to
to be a
see
good
that.
deck? No. But I'm still doing it anyway.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see play it.
All right.
Incredible.
Well, there you have it. That is all the spoilers for now. We didn't get a single spoiler in all that time revealed, so no additional ones I have to add here at the end.
Huge.
But thank you guys so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And as always, we'll catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.